Action! What's up, guys? It's Jet Rod coming back at you one more time with the strength training workout. This will be the last time that we film a full workout from the strength training program I've been working through. Don't forget to take your wedding bands off. When you're grabbing the knurling on these metal implements, it can destroy the gold on there, and you don't want to come home with a scratched wedding band, believe you me. Anyways, we're working through some warm-up sets here, facing the mirror so we can see the form with a light weight that you can do 15 to 20 reps with, just to get greased up. The next time that we film a full workout will be the first or the second session of the 8x8 Honest Workout, the Jet Rod version, originally coined the Honest Workout by Vince Gironda out at Venice Beach. We're gonna work through the next 2 weeks with this strength training program. This is the last film of it I'm gonna do. I'll probably film a couple of the top sets if I feel like it, just to show a couple of PRs, because I am advancing and progressing further than I have before strength wise on some of these movements, so it'll be worth it to me, and maybe worth it to you. That'd be great to see some PRs get hit, and none of them are overly impressive. Anyway, moving on, get a little stretch in. You're always going to want to warm up with these full range of motion movements through whatever workouts you're doing. You're going to want to at least start with full range of motion. Once you move up to the heavier weights in your workout, in your session, it's okay to do some partials, some heavy partials. That's fine. You just want to at least start and finish, in my opinion, with some full range of motion repetitions, just to really, let the body know that this is the extent of where we're willing to move in this position. Your body doesn't shorten up any muscles, you don't rip anything. Snap City. Anyways, this is the top set of this movement. Looks like 235, but it could be 220. None of the incremental weights are on there, so it's a nice even number. I'm sure one of you could pause and zoom in if you wanted to and analyze that, but we moved on to the Smith machine. Here's the warm-up set. I've got a new set of fat grips. I've had the blue fat grips, the Pro Series, for a few years, and I use them off and on whenever I start having issues with my grip. Whenever I start feeling a certain way about my grip, I'll use them, and it helps with the tendonitis as well, opening up the metacarpals and in a way helping to mitigate the stresses put on the tendons. I did not like putting these fat grips on this wider bar on the Smith machine, so I only warmed up with those. And here we are at the top set, 245. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna move my grip in a little bit, more of a narrow grip. Not a narrow grip bench press, but more narrow than it was. So I moved in, it looks like I moved in 2 full fingers on the bar, and that's gonna give me a more advantageous position to push this weight, so I'm not visiting Snap City limits. Come on, push, come on. Yeah, all right. That was a very long push. We got it. Moving on, this is the last set. Since I didn't progress in weights this week, I will progress in the set. So we added a drop to the drop set, starting with 205. We're gonna work through 205. And when you're doing these drop sets by yourself without a training partner to help you drop weights, it is a good idea to think about it for a couple of minutes beforehand, or however long it takes you to think about it. I tend to be maybe a little bit slower of a thinker, but think about how you're gonna stack the weights on the bar so that you can jump up and just pull a weight immediately. So sometimes that means you're gonna want the 45 on the inside of everything. Sometimes you'll want the 45 on the outside of everything. Sometimes you're not going to want a 45 at all. If you put a couple of 25s on there and a couple of 10s on outside of that, well, then you can drop, drop, and drop without having to pull the 45 on and put a 25 back on when you drop. So something to keep in mind. And that is a progression. If you're not progressing in weights, at least progress in a set or progress in a repetition. Okay? Means if you did 3 repetitions of something, if I did 3 repetitions of 245, then next time I would try to do 4 repetitions instead of doing repetitions at 255. So that also means that on the drop set, if I'm going to do 205 to 185, then the next time, if I do 205 to 185 and then down to 135, that as well is a progression. Not all progressions are overload. There's not only progressive overload. There's progressive repetitions. There's all kinds of, let's see, where are we at here? We're on the bent over barbell rows, okay? We're pulling with just the bar, checking our form, getting real greased up. The lumbopelvic hip complex, all the core musculature involvement here, to me means now that we're not on a machine, we're relying on the entire body for this, what would be considered a compound movement to me. You're gonna want to warm up real nice beforehand. So here we are with 185, and we're working up to something here today. We're gonna stop at 5 reps, rack that up, and immediately go from 185 up to 205 pounds. Now, I did not float the weight on this today. I just pulled it, set it down. I know I should do better, and maybe that's too heavy of a weight. But we got 3 of them above the knee, and they were good reps. They felt good. I felt good. No real injury risk going on there. So whatever, you know. Anyway, this is quickly becoming my second favorite movement. A very calm clean and press. Okay, to me a calm clean, like a super clean, is where when you jerk up to clean it up to the chest, you're not jumping or using too much momentum to get it up. You're just using all body, just all the way up, pulling it up, and it looks smooth. It almost, to me, it kind of trips me out because a few extra reps there, nice on the shoulder press, on the overhead press, really nice. Good job, Jet. Something to me that's kind of trippy is how it looks like it's in slow motion almost. It almost looks like a slow motion movement. So anyway, this is a PR right here. We'll try to progress it again before the next 2 weeks are up. But I had to bring my A game because you can see Kung Fu Steve, Karate Joe is lifting next to me. That guy's a super intense lifter. He's super ripped, very impressive movements that this guy does. And I felt like lifting next to him, I really had to bring the game. So I threw the 175 on there. That's a PR. And as you can see, I bailed out my 3rd rep. Couldn't get it. Could have gotten it, but I've injured myself a couple of times. So not on this movement, but you just got to be careful, you know. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Anyway, proof positive here that I do partake in the free weight bench press. This is from the other day. It's the only set I filmed. The gym was packed. That's my homeboy. I did have a partner lifting with me. It's my good buddy. I'm not going to say his name. Don't know if he even wants to be on YouTube, but he's a cool guy. So these are on the free weight bench. I tend to not work up as heavy. I just tend to work on my movement because I have just returned to this free weight benching recently when Planet got the power racks installed. Very fortunate to be at a Planet with power racks. Anyway, I'll check you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.